Let's go about and see if we can find a place to deliver her. Oh! We might have some combat. I probably don't have to do this, but I kind of want to. It doesn't seem like you're aggressive. Oh, I brought you down, though. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm not sure if that was a good guy or a bad guy, but he's dead now. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Sunless Skies. I'm your host, the Birdman known as Falcon. If you're wondering if this right here is any way related to Sunless Sea, you would be correct. As a matter of fact, this is the follow-up title to Sunless Sea. As opposed to the sea, we're actually in the sky. Believe it or not, I mean, it has the title alone. Now, I know a lot of you watching are indeed Sunless Sea fans. I've covered it many times on the channel in the past. Sunless Sea is an amazing game. It's a game that you have to have patience for, however. It's not like go out there and just fight it out, duke it out, and stuff like that. It's a game that's really all about the story. It's all about the lore. It's all about the setting. It's a game that wants you to get engrossed into it because it's a really, really awesome adventure. That being said, it's not a game for everybody. I know a lot of people either love Sunless Sea or just don't really like it, don't really get too accustomed to it because of what it's all about, but I'm a big fan. Sunless Skies is very early in development at the moment. It actually just hit early access today, so there's going to be a bunch of things missing, a bunch of placeholders and things like that, but in case you were not aware of the release, I figured I'd do a video on it, in case you want to follow up on it, keep an eye on it, and pick it up for yourselves and stuff like that. And without further ado, let's get into the game because I'm super excited about checking this out, so let's go into new game over here. The mechanics, for my understanding thus far, are very similar to Sunless Sea. So if you've played Sunless Sea before, you won't necessarily be lost over here. You have a really good idea what's happening. So right now we're going to get a helping hand. This will tell us about the fact that the game is early access, so a lot of the game is indeed missing. It hasn't been created just yet. We're going to get some fuel, we'll get some supplies, and some sovereigns. These sovereigns are essentially your money, your currency in the game. Supplies is to feed your crew members, and fuel is to keep the... I guess we have an airship now, right? The airship to keep it afloat. If you run out of fuel, it's basically game over because as opposed to being in the sea now, you're in the sky. So if you come crashing down, that's basically it for you. So onwards. Sunless Skies. This will be a bunch of tutorial, which I've already done, so we'll go ahead and skip that as well. And let's actually just hit the road here. Let me lower the volume because even though the music's amazing, it's a bit too loud for me. Okay, so here is now our ship. No longer just a sea ship, it is now a sky ship. What's really cool about it, you should probably hear it as well in the video, is that it sounds like a train, a locomotive. And that's because the game is all about ships that are essentially locomotives in the sky. Again, Sunless Sea, found in London. They have amazing lore, amazing story, and it's really wacky, really dark sometimes, really, you know, out there. And this is kind of like just on par for the course. Ships that are essentially trains in the sky. And that'll be a way of kind of light our area. So if I come down here to the chart, there's really not much around us. I believe I could send out my bat. The bat from the old game should be here. How do I summon him though? With F now. I think he used to be with Z back in Sunless Sea, but here it's now F. So your bat returns and soaks in its roost. You bribe it with beetles until it admits spotting something of interest. Okay, so I spotted something. Let's go over to our map, and as you can see right now, we have a location right here now. Excellent. There should be a hotkey for the map, but M isn't bringing it up. I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't added the shortcuts just yet. The control settings are actually very basic. And in Sunless Sea, there's a bunch of keys to kind of make your life a lot easier, but here, bringing M up is not bringing up my map, so I guess it's probably just not implemented just yet. But here we go, we have a bunch of cities in the sky, which is just so awesome looking. I've always loved the art direction of the game. Of, you know, Sunless Sea anyway, and this one here too, is just keeping on par with that. Here we have a load only. This might be a place for us to dock at. We also have found new Winchester, which I'm pretty sure is where we're going. Yep. So that's what our bat found. So I guess we probably have to dock in here. Falcon, don't slam into stuff. If you're wondering if you slam into like rocks and cities, it's gonna hurt your hull, which is no good. So let's just slowly get in here. I'm sorry, I'm drunk, what can I say? Bring it to a halt. So here we are in New Winchester. We have a couple of locations to check out. Let's go over to Wolsevie Station first. The clamoring central station of New Winchester, a place of steam and smut and thundering iron. Here you can find people willing to pay for a skilled captain's service. So here's a place where you pick up a couple of quests, maybe a couple of traveling missions where you have to escort somebody, maybe some hitman type of jobs where you have to go out and kill a couple of, sky pirates, who knows. The smoggy, clanking, singing, stamping, thronging, frantic heart of the Reach. Its factories thunder, its engines shred ring with hammers and hiss with steam. Locomotives chug into sidings for repair or flare across the sky and away into the high wilderness. And as I mentioned, the ships are like trains, which is very awesome. So here we have a couple of things to do. An opportunity, the fastidious inspector. Someone is calling you across the busy platform. Let's find out what this is all about. Excuse me, Captain. A woman pushes through the crowds towards you. She is short and square-shouldered, in a neat black suit and polished shoes. She shows you the case of her pocket watch. It is embossed with the crown and hourglass of London's horological office, the body responsible for ensuring time is consistent across the empire. I'm hoping to book passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. I can, of course, pay. So here we have an escort mission. So, the pay sounds promising. Let's go ahead and offer her passage. Thank you, the locomotive I was on broke down following a boiler rupture. The chief engineer's fault, I suspect. A gentleman fonder of brandy than of diligence. Here, an initial sum to seal our bargain. So she gave me 50, and I guess when she gets to her location, we'll probably get 50 more as well. So I am now transporting the fastidious inspector. Alright, let's go back to New Winchester. Here we have an opportunity, transport a settler. Would-be pioneers clamor at the station, eager to make their fortunes among the stars. So let's go ahead and accept that one. You now have one settler aboard as well. My friend has been sending me postcards from Port Avon. I've never seen anywhere so quaint. You must take me there. His handshake is firm to the point of rudeness. He leans in close. My time is precious, you understand. I'd appreciate it if you got me there as quick as you can. You shan't go unrewarded for the effort. Alright. So we have another one as well. Speak with the seasoned captain at the engine's yard. Let's go over here. A grizzled captain who lost her hand to frostbite shares her wisdom. The skies are dangerous, and news of distant ports is valuable. Collect port reports from places you visit and deliver them to Victory Hall or Company House. They'll reward you. And the more you deliver at once, the more they'll pay. So this is very similar to the mechanic from Sunless Sea, where you want to go out and explore the map, and you get port reports, and you bring them back to Fallen London. You get money that way, and you also learn about the areas, get more lore, more of the story. So that's going to be a similar mechanic to that, which is great. Let's see, look for potential recruits. There's always someone looking to sign on. So here we could probably add more officers to our party. And the officers are very useful when it comes to quest and whether they have the proper stats for you to have a skill check go your way or not. The station is clouded with smog. The soaring bridges are hidden behind a thick blanket of fog. Faces loom out of the gray. An occurrence. Your someone awaits you. Quality is now 32. Promising recruits crowd the station looking for work from incoming captains. So we have a chance to recruit a quartermaster, or nobody here is of interest. So if we go with this one here, I will pick up a placeholder quartermaster who will increase my veils by 3, my mirrors by 1, and your affiliation will be Boheme by 1. Okay, that's new to me, so I will go ahead and just recruit this quartermaster now. Hello, he waves cheerily as he scrambles aboard. An occurrence, your quartermaster 2 quality is now 1. Alright. So over here we could actually get our whole fix, but right now it's 100%, so we don't need that. And we could also purchase a grand house, and we could retire. In Sunless Sea, if you retired, or you bought a house, or you died, you had an option of sending whatever you had left over to your next run. So, in case you weren't doing so good and you felt you were about to die, you could retire and just pass on your goods to the next following person in your bloodline. And here we have a similar mechanic as well. But we're not obviously retiring right now, so we're going to continue going about. So with that done, let's go over here to Victory Hall. And this seems to be an actual legit NPC now. Alright, raised in the wake of the blockade of New Winchester, this magnificence of glass and steel houses the Colonial Assembly. Here, representatives of the independent ports of the Reach gather and quarrel. Chat with Indrid Veteran. She is taking a moment in the atrium watching the stars burn coldly in the mist. Learn how you can be of use to the Takites, those colonists seeking independence from London. Alright, let's give that a try. Her skin is brown and her hair is beginning to gray. She wears a heavy unbuttoned coat. Metals gleam in the shadows behind its lapels. One half of her face is scarred from frostbite. She is enjoying a quiet cigarillo while her peers argue in the Chamber of Assembly. You talk for a while about life in the skies, where her cigarillo is just a stub. She says, I'd be grateful to hear reports of your travels. I have a suspicion all manner of something ration is going to kick off in the foreseeable. I like to be expecting it. What's that about? Okay. So this will be about bringing the reports that we talked about earlier. We could trade favor for a savage secret. We don't have any favor at the moment, though. Trade favor for an otherworldly artifact. So the more reports we bring in, we'll pick up some favors we could then use to trade over here as well. Okay, excellent. What about the company house? We have another NPC here. The local headquarter of the Windward Company, London's proxy in the Reach, deliver port reports here to receive rewards and win the company's favor. So we might have two different places we could deliver reports to. Victory Hall and the company house, and maybe, depending which one you actually deliver the reports to, it might shift the story differently. Alright, so let's talk to the prudent secretary over here. I would be interested to receive reports. Okay, so very similar to the other one as well. Intriguing. So we'd have like two different factions happening. And over here we could go ahead and do some engine provisions. We could probably buy some fuel and some supplies. We could do that, but I think we're fine here for now. Her Majesty's Emporium, we could buy some stuff to upgrade our ship for combat. And also better engines and stuff like that. Okay, and we could buy some more crew members. Well, for now I think we're done here. Let's actually go ahead and hit the road. We have a couple of people to deliver to some areas, so that we should probably try to aim for that, although at the moment, it doesn't seem like we know where we're going. That's okay, that's what our bat's for. So, let's see, let's back it up. And turn, try not to smash in there, Falcon. We have two storylets available as well. A coggy conversation. Oh, here's the fastidious inspector that we talked to, or that we brought aboard. Begin with pleasantries, or bid her a good evening. Let's see what she wants. I suppose it is rather gusty, she says. My work requires extensive travel. I've grown accustomed to the high wilderness little tantrums, and your engine weathers them well. Some of the vessels I've been on couldn't even keep up with the wind on the outside. Okay, we can inquire about her work, discuss the reach, or bid her a good evening. Let's see what her work's all about. It is of fundamental importance that 10 o'clock in the 2nd of June in one corner of the Empire occurs at the same time as 10 o'clock in the 2nd of June in the opposite corner. How is an empire to function if it can't agree what day it is? That's true. So obviously her job is all about the time of this world, huh? Alrighty, well, let's go out to the wastelands now and find out, well, not really wastelands, we're in the skies, but let's go about and see if we can find a place to deliver her. Oh, we might have some combat. Maybe? Yeah, you're coming right at me pretty strong, dude. No? No combat? Well, that guy looked like a fish over. This guy's just out of control. Look at him. He's just like drunk out of his mind. Yo, my friend, I don't think you should be this intoxicated when you're like using a bullet train of a ship here. Well, he's gone. That guy's super fast, though. All right, well, he's gone now. We have this dude. Let's go into combat. I probably don't have to do this, but I kind of want to. So, I missed that one. I have two weapons to my knowledge. I have also a spacebar weapon. Am I even hurting you right now? It doesn't seem like you're aggressive. Oh, I brought you down, though. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm not sure if that was a good guy or a bad guy, but he's dead now. I needed to get into some combat, you know? The fastidious inspector approaches you in the galley. Captain, good day. I notice your ship's clock has stopped. Perhaps you'd permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. Okay, I mean, that's your job, right? She gives a grateful flicker of a smile and gets to work. Soon, she has to back off the clock and has spread tiny cogs across the galley table. Obtuse horological tools gleam brightly among them. Everything has a place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long at the stars is harmful to my temperament. So the fastidious inspector is attempting to fix your locomotive's clock. Okay, well, I guess we'll compliment her skills. It's possible the inspector is pleased. It's rather hard to tell. Alright, well, there you go. We killed a dude. Oh, wait, that's my loot. I thought we collected you, but I guess that woman caught me by surprise. Let me grab my loot here. R. A Canton Carry placated. It is possibly dying. Its beady eyes dull. Smoke hisses from the fractures in the shell like hot springs of a volcanic tundra. There is a disastrous smell. Listen to the Canticari's last complaint, or drill for the fleshy bits. So here we'll get some supplies, which is more food for us, and over here we'll get experience. To my hearts. Let's do that one. I prefer the experience, I guess. Antenna wiggle resentfully in the wind. Eyes glower from the cavernous shell. The Cantincari shudders in deep disappointment before emitting a mournful moo. Then silence. You now have 50 experience. Okay. Well, it's very easy experience. I'm not really complaining about it. Let's go ahead and send our bat out there again, which is with F again. I gotta get comfortable with that. I keep hitting Z thinking that'll send them out. Your bat returns, and he spotted something of interest. So let's go to my map here. Straight ahead. Alright. Straight ahead we go. With any luck, it'll be wherever the settler wanted to go, or where the fastidious inspector wanted to go. So at least we could deliver one of our escort missions before we wrap up here. This will probably won't be too much of a long video just because, as I mentioned, the game is still very early in development, so there's probably not too much to do. But I wanted to show it off because I'm a big fan of Sunless Sea, and it's something that you might want to keep in your eyes on for future development. I like how there's a wagon over here, too. Just a random wagon hanging out. Alright, I think we should be where we were headed to. Yeah, so we'll probably go around through here. And this might be our very first port report, too. Palmier and Plenty's inconceivable circus. Well, I don't think this is where we were going with the fastidious inspector, but we can indeed dock over here. So let's do it. If anything, it'll be a port report. Gervais's Rest and the Big Top Shop. A traveling circus has settled down here, too afraid to go further and too afraid to turn back. Just stuck here, huh? Its clanking, gaudy locomotive scavenges such audiences as it can from nearby homesteads and delivers them for an evening of shabby, desperate, big-top magic. Let's go and check it out, huh? Whatever glories the circus might have known are long lost. The Big Top is less busy than a church on a Tuesday afternoon. Nevertheless, the usher greets you as you disembark. You're just in time, he says, making a practiced gesture towards the tent. The show is about to begin. Please, this way. Let's attend the performance. Aside from your crew, the tent is practically deserted. A few rubes are laid out on the benches fast asleep. A distinguishable old gentleman is reading a yellowish newspaper. No one particularly reacts when the ringmaster thunders into the ring on a horse-drawn calliope, singing of the night's delights with the enthusiasm one would expect for a full tent. Then comes the acts. The humiliated magician attempts a routine with elaborate mirrored contraptions, but his trapdoors don't open and the secret panels don't fully close. He offers a few improvised quips, however, to no one in particular. Then the bereaved acrobat swings from a single trapeze. Their act is obviously meant for two, but they persevere and force a smile throughout. Afterwards, the pensive clown trips into the spotlight, dropping the balls he juggled. It's silent enough to hear them hit the floor. It ends when the headstrong strongwoman lifts a very large barbell over her head. She repeats this several times when the crowd's reaction isn't as enthusiastic as she would have liked. As the performers have taken their bow and departed, they can be seen sitting outside of their tents. The Big Top awaits. So it didn't really go too well for these guys, I would say, huh? Enter the ringmaster's caravan. Talk to the bereaved acrobats. We could talk to the individuals now here too. Let's do the first one. Enter the ringmaster's caravan. The ringmaster is sat on a fat cushion, idly shuffling a worn pack of playing cards. He smiles warily at you. I asked the cards about you. He draws from the top of the deck, sets them on the table. They say you can help. He then places them back into the deck and bids you a shuffle and draw for yourself. The cards are the same. He smiles the same weary smile. Looks like they haven't changed their mind. Oh wow. The ringmaster shuffles, cuts, and deals. This is what work I can offer you. So this is a place to get some more jobs, huh? Accept a commission to repair the magician's props. I mean, you guys do need help, it does seem. Accept a commission to reclaim the acrobat's twin. Oh, really? So we're kind of like fixing the entire circus. Their props are messed up, as we saw. Obviously, the acrobat was missing another dude. And purchase costumes for the clown. Alright, let's do, let's start by, I guess, fixing or finding 8 of bats, the magician's props. Yeah, let's go with that one. Visit the reclusive carpenter in Port Avon. You now have in the cards as one of our quests. So what's really cool about this, I believe my settler was also going to Port Avon, so that would be 2 birds with 1 stone right there. Intriguing. Alright, well I guess we could probably pick up a couple of other missions, but for now I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Sunless Skies, as I mentioned. It's a game that if you really love a good story and just amazing lore, this is for you. If you're more of the action type of person, this might not be your cup of tea, but it's a really fun game if you give it a chance, and I'm looking forward to the future development. If you want to see more of this on the channel meanwhile it develops, you let me know in the comments, you let me know by leaving a thumbs up, and we might cover more of it. Otherwise, I'll have the information down below in case you want to pick it up for yourself. And so far, pretty good start. It reminds me a lot of Sunless Sea, and that's not really a bad thing whatsoever. I will catch you next time.